collector. How's it going? Right on. Wednesday at 5. Seeming to make a habit of this. And kind of feel like I'm leading off for EB and the Thrill on the No Filter Network stuff. So watch if you watch, don't if you don't. Yeah, last week I had mentioned my grandma was sick. Well, she succumbed uh, at almost 95 years old to this life. And yeah, family's pretty sad about it. My whole life, I've known the woman, and we're gonna miss her a lot. And I'm just gonna remember a couple things right now while I'm on camera about my grandmother, Eleanor. And we called her Shama, and that was the name that I'd come up with as a little boy when I first started talking, and that was the name that stuck. I'm the oldest of four kids. Her only four grandkids. She has two sons, uh, and the other son didn't have any kids. My uncle Glenn. But yeah, my grandfather died. God, almost maybe 30 years ago, and let's just say for the last 30 years, she's just obviously never got over the love of her life, and you know has made it pretty clear that she's always wanted to be back with you. So Shema, rest in peace. You're back with Poppy now, and it's what she wanted. Almost 95 years old, like I said, and born in 1927. I mean, can you imagine? That's half of how old that, or that's double what I am now. She was my age when I was born, and wow, can you imagine 94 years? I can't, but I couldn't imagine 47 either. So let's fucking do this shit. Uh, but yeah, my grandma from Argentina. That's where my family's from. As a matter of fact, my dad's side, and I may have a cousin that was born here in America, but I'm not quite sure. But we'll just say the first from my grandma's side to be born in America, and her being an American, she came in here what, like 1956 or 1957, and they landed in Florida and then ended up in the Los Angeles area. And she took to the Dodgers. Let's just say that the Dodgers were her team, and being a fellow Italian, Tommy Lasorda just happened to be her favorite player. And those are some of the best memories I have growing up and as an adult was baseball with my grandmother. She worked for Bank of America for a long time, and Bank of America every year back in those days they had a Dodger night, and so the whole family, like my mom, dad, me, whatever of my siblings were born, my poppy, my uncle Glenn, and we'd all head out to Dodger Stadium and sit in the nosebleeds and take in a game. And I'm laughing because I feel like every game we went to was either the Dodgers against the Reds or the Dodgers against the Phillies. And so every year I saw Pete Rose growing up from one team to the other. And those were the days. Those were the days, man. Early 80s. Good old Dodger teams. Funny. She had a thick accent too, man. She called him Tony Tony Lasorda all these fucking years, man. She couldn't even get his name straight. But yeah, that's my grandma, man, and gonna miss her a lot. And she wasn't like, I don't know, I don't know what a traditional grandmother is. I only have one. My mom's mom had passed before I was even born. So I only had her. And she was, like I said, involved in my entire life up until this past Saturday. She's seen my whole shit life. She's seen the good stuff. And so after my divorce in 2004, and then the subsequent bullshit custody battles and the child support crap and the back and forth to court, she didn't like seeing that. I mean, I'm her grandson. I mean, she had, maybe my other siblings will never see this, but she used to tell me I was her favorite. And if she told it to the other kids, then she was a fucking liar. But I don't think she was a liar. I think she meant it. I think she meant it in a certain kind of a way. I was the first kid in America, her first grandkid. We had a special bond. Uh, every family event, we would end up, you know, alone off to the side of the room. And she would just, it would be, she would say, Bilito, come and tell your grandma everything. And I would. What was going on, what was good, what was bad, what was in the works. And I'm not like the most social person. So even like talking to this damn camera, that ain't really me, you know? I never saw a therapist growing up. I just don't do that. I keep it right here. So this is kind of therapy, you know? And then I look back and I can say I did tell somebody something, you know? But she didn't like seeing me and all that bullshit that I got myself into. And this isn't one of the last things she said, but one of the most striking things she ever said to me. And like I said, I was divorced and I was seeing somebody else, you know, moving on. And once again, she took me aside, talking to her. And then she says this to me. She goes, Bilito, you need to wrap it up so you don't get this good a pregnant. So you don't have to go through the same bullshit you did. So that's the kind of grandma I had. She was looking out for me, man. She was telling me to put a rubber on too. Oh man, I'm gonna miss that lady like crazy. And here's what happened. I mean, she lived in her own home till she was about 92. And then this is too much, you know. And that was at the end of 2019 that my parents had to move her out of her place into a home near their home. Then COVID happened. And even my parents, who were like 5 blocks away, there were long stretches where you couldn't even visit. So the last couple of years have been pretty tough for numerous reasons in regards to her. And you know, like I said, she just had enough of this fucking planet, anyways. And she back with my grandpa. So love you, Shema. Until we meet again. All right. So I thought about that the whole time leading up to the show, because I didn't want to get too emotional. So I had these set up case somebody started cutting the onions in this room, and I need to put my goggles on. So that had happened. Kept that shit together. Right on. So there's that. I opened up my mail last week on the show, and you may have noticed most of this stuff was not Will Clark items, and that's because I'm just trying to like expand on a couple other collections I have, and I may have mentioned to it before, but I collect Chipper Jones, Mike Piazza, Tony Gwynn, Wade Boggs, Matt Williams, Cody Bellinger. I'm expanding on my Fred Lynn collection, and Pistol Pete Maravich, and that's kind of like what I'm going to talk about just for a minute today. But I'm going to talk about that after I show you this. So my friend Tad, this is a great dude, man. His name's Tad Richardson, and once again, I have five. I have a group, this many friends, five, and those are my friends from life, my physical friends. Okay, now via social media and the collecting community and people that purchase art from me, those also we get brought into the friend department. And so me and this guy Tad go back a few years now via social media, and I believe it's Instagram. Tad makes art, one card art, and then he was taking major league license. Is that what it was? Major league used baseballs and registered baseballs, so they were in a game. And then he dissects these baseballs, skins them, takes them apart, punches holes in the leather, and uses the string and uses the winding on the inside. And he makes you want to call it jewelry? We'll just call it jewelry because I don't know what the hell else to call it. Necklaces. I have one, as a matter of fact, made from a ball that Cody Bellinger had hit in the game. And so that's pretty cool. And then he also had sent me a bag of, these baseball remnants that I've used in my art. So I've got some art out there that has a ball from Clayton Kershaw's 95th win. And like I said, that baseball that Cody Bellinger hit. So Tad's a cool guy. And then on top of it, Tad is a major league, Negro League baseball advocate. In his own way. And so for me, I advocate through my art. Tad advocates through his time. Tad advocates awareness of foundations. Let's just put it that way. He's worked with the Josh Gibson Foundation through Josh Gibson's family. And currently he's trying to help the Buck Leonard family. It's preserving the legacy. So Tad's been in Rocky Mount, North Carolina now for a bit of time, and he's working with the family on marketing, funding, getting the name out there. And I'll just grab it right here. So Tad and I, we were able to sell a bunch of these coloring books to the Buck Leonard Association. And so this isn't the actual book, the one that I had made or amended, let's say, for them. This is my original design. And what we had done was take Buck Leonard's images and set them in here. And then the Buck Leonard Foundation logo on the cover and changed up the back, added the sponsor names and whatnot. And we got some coloring books that they're going to distribute to the kids out in North Carolina. And Tad sent me this shirt. Dude, that's dope. Here, we'll just there it goes. Buck Leonard, been in the Hall of Fame for 50 years now. Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. And that's a big anniversary for a player that is more than worthy of being in the Hall. And we'll talk about Buck Leonard another day. But just know that Buck Leonard, if you don't know, was a teammate of Josh Gibson's. They hit 3 and 4 in the lineup. He played first base, I may have mentioned. And those two guys combined to just terrorize pitching in the Negro Leagues. So Buck Leonard, go online and check it out. And one day on this show, or look, another show, I'm thinking of doing other things on the platform. So just be on the lookout. The Bill Collector this Wednesday night thing is more about my things, things that I got coming in, other players that I'm collecting and stuff like that, for an hour. And I'm setting up interviews to do, and that will probably be a different entity altogether. But just be on the lookout. You'll see it if it happens. All right. So I had mentioned I can go off really easily on a whole different subject than what I was talking about. But I did want to get that shirt in because that's some bitching stuff. All right, back to Pistol Pete. Pistol Pete Maravich may have been more of a before my actual time. And when I say before my time, I just mean, within my memories periphery. You know what I'm saying? So he was more of a star in the early to mid. He was a star throughout the 70s, but his heyday before injuries took their toll was like 1971 to about 76 or 77. And then he played 10 years in the NBA. But Pistol Pete Maravich, he's an interesting story in regards to basketball because, you talk to players that were the stars after him, like Magic and Bird. And we'll just say Magic and Bird, who were, some of the best players you were ever going to see. Pistol Pete was the guy that they were watching when they were coming up. And so when I say coming up, it's like Pistol Pete had become a pro before these guys had even gotten into college. And Pistol Pete is considered, I mean, maybe still to this day, the best college basketball player that ever played the game in regards to scoring and ball handling and all that type of stuff. Many say he was ahead of his time. And some of those skills that he was, showing back in the day would have really translated into this, type of basketball that's being played. But yeah, he's born in Pennsylvania in a steel town. And his old man, oh God, he had some weird freaking, I'm not even going to say it, dude. Was a major basketball player growing up. And I believe he was even a professional basketball player in his time. And all he ever wanted for Pete was to be a pro. And okay, we're talking like crazy stuff like, if you don't remember who Todd Marinovich was, he was a Raider quarterback. He was a USC more than standout. But his old man pounded basketball into this kid's head. From the time he could hold a basketball, he was holding one. And this guy made the kid practice like every single day. And by the time he was God, he was in middle school and he was already playing on a high school team. That's how good he was. Brawny as he was, but the kid had mad handles. He had mad shooting skills. And what they're saying is like this was before the 3-point line. After looking at his charted shots, they are saying that he would have probably averaged another 10 points a game had he been in the league when the 3-point line was in effect. And as a matter of fact, his very final season, like far past his prime, he went 10-15 from the official 3-point line. That's pretty well. Excuse me. But Pete was a showman, and it almost didn't go over well with a lot of his teammates because in college, his dad, who happened to be his coach, let the kid do his thing. And that was a rack up tons of points, look real flashy. And that was about it, though. It just so happened that Pete's teams, I don't even think he played on a team in his NBA career that had a winning record. And that's kind of like people want to blame that on him a little bit. And it may have something to do with them, trying to get your team more involved and stuff like that. But I don't know. It's pretty wild. I mean, Pete Maravich, he signed the largest contract in NBA history at the time, which was worth, I think, just under $2 million for, how was it? 4 years. It was like almost, yeah, it was 450 grand a year for 4 years. And at the time, the league average in the NBA was 60 grand a year. So you can imagine a lot of players, even players on his own team, were not hip to that. This kid who never played a game coming in making a grip. He was a superstar before he ever touched the NBA court. I mean, like, I've been watching video lately of Pistol Pete, and he signed a commercial with a shampoo company before playing in the NBA. Like he signed his contract, now he's doing commercials. I mean, like kids do today. And that was due to he had a carefully crafted image. Let's just say that. Floppy hair, floppy socks, just something different by any standard. So yeah, let me show you a couple pieces of Pistol Pete that I got right here. And look, the 70s to me, the basketball, even the hockey cards were so freaking dope. So we'll just show you one by one. Dude, this is so dope. Look at the colors. I want to make some baseball cards in this form right here. I mean, that is so sick. This is Pete's second year card. And I mean, look, he scored 23.2 points his rookie season, and he kind of a little sophomore slump to 19.3 points. But Pete was a star, bona fide. And if you watch the videos from the 70s, you'll really see how spectacular of a player Pistol Pete was. All right, put that one away. All right, now I have a wish list, and one of them is Pistol Pete's rookie card from 1970. So here's my placeholder that I made. So this right here, we'll go about there. That's basically that's the size of the Pistol Pete rookie card. That's what it looks like. I mean, except it says Pete Maravich Atlanta. So this is my placeholder. I got it in a big fat slab as if it's the card. Look, terrible copies of this card, $200. So I'm trying not to have a terrible copy of this card. Pistol Pete Maravich rookie card from Atlanta. Like I said, that's not the card itself. That's my rendition of it until I get the real thing. Yo, Jeremy, what's happening, dude? I gotta get you on here soon, bro. We gotta do something together. All right. So this was another great card. I believe this is a second year. Oh no. This is okay. Yeah, this was after his rookie season. I drew this one as a placeholder as well. And you look at Dick, man. The design is awesome. The font is awesome. The the one color background is awesome. The one I drew, and I was able to locate a not great copy, but a great copy nonetheless. Just to have the card to me is I'm not gonna say a fucking honor. Come on, let's not talk about honor, but I do like that I actually own the card, condition good or not. But look at how sweet that is. So Pistol Pete Maravich, that's some of the stuff I got in slabs, and I did put together an album of the cards I do have, and yeah, there's the cards from the 70s are great. I guess I'll just pull this page out. I'll pull these first two pages out because these are vintage cards right here. I'm telling you, man, I'm responding to my buddy Jeremy in the chat box, and he had just mentioned that it's no coincidence that the card makers are reusing these styles today. And Jeremy actually, he said this phrase to me when we were talking about exactly this one time. He had said that today we live in a creatively bankrupt time. And he couldn't have said it better. You look at the films today, everything's just a remake of what was done before. No real creative new ideas. So, but yeah, you're definitely right about that, Jeremy. All right, so here goes a sweet page of old Pistol Pete cards. And I mean, I found these for a great price. These graded, all these cards are worth money if you're into that thing. But I just like having the copy. So there's that. This one was so awesome. Okay. This is Pistol Pete's, I believe, his last year in the league. Was that 1980? Yeah, 1980. And he was far past his prime. Injuries have just killed his knees. And this is an actual perforated card. So this is 3 individual cards if you wanted to break them off. But I'm not trying to break them off. This was the same year that Magic and Bird's rookie season was. So the Magic and Bird, they happen to be on the same card. And I forget who. I think it's Dr. J. Dr. J is a third person on that, and that card's worth bank graded. So yeah, man. But it seems like once you get into the 80s, card values aren't really there, you know. And you're absolutely right, dude. Grading is the devil. And lo and behold, that type of shit's getting found out. It's all scummy, man. Like, so many people are sending cards in and they're receiving different cards on the way back, man. I mean, are you freaking kidding me? Like, as if I would have taken and graded that card myself before I even sent it in to know exactly what the dimensions were and how far off this side was to the next and the little spots that are on it and all that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to grade your card before you send the card. It's like the fucking dishwasher, bro. It's just like the fucking dishwasher. It's like you got to wash the fucking dishes before you stick them in the fucking dishwasher, or it ain't going to be right in the end. That's my smart analogy right there. Like the dishwasher. All right. So I made this the other day. All right. It's a Donnie baseball. And this one right here is that's pretty self-freaking explanatory. In 1985, Don Mattingly was the AL's most valuable player. They retired his number a long time ago. And his nickname, Donnie Baseball, was given to him by Kirby Puckett, if you didn't know. So FYI, Kirby gave him the name Donnie Baseball. And that's saying he won the Gold Glove 9 times. Now, let me tell you something about my balls. I don't give this shit away. All right. Now, I might sound like a douchebag right here, but I know how much time I spent on this, and I know how long in hours of my life I've spent to be able to do this like this. Okay. So whether this took me 4 hours or 10 or 12 hours, doesn't matter. It took me a whole life to do it right here. Okay. And so when you jump in on my inbox saying, man, that's so awesome. Is it for sale? Oh, man, I want that. It costs what it costs. And I'd rather keep it than hawk it. So always remember that when hitting me up in my DMs for the shit that I make. It's like a lifetime went into this, not just the hours that you think. So I'd rather keep the ball than hawk it. My idea is when I start something, I always think bigger. I always think more than that, the one ball that I'm producing. I'm thinking in terms of I need to make 20 of these things so I can have an exhibition. So if I sell a ball, you're actually breaking, and I need the money. So it's a weird thing. But I'm gonna get what I want for it, or I'm gonna keep it. Bottom line. So I think it would be great to have an exhibition with 18 to 25 different major league player baseballs. And then once they hit exhibition, price goes up. So get it now while you can, because I'm just not hawking my shit off. Why you think I got so much art sticking around the house? It's because I just don't get rid of it like that, man. It's a lifetime's worth of work and experience, not just the block of time that went in. Yeah, just like that, dude. So something like that. Just a collection of those things and set it up real nice, and there you go. Okay, so show you a couple items from the Will Clark collection now. I showed the oh yeah, you can kind of see it right there. Little pennant from the Texas Rangers right there. And we got one from the Giants. Ooh, 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 ooh. Fucking badass, dude. Same artist again as that last one. And this guy goes by Stark. So I'm sure you can find a bunch of the players. Whoa. Why not? Why wouldn't you? But you probably find any player from the 90s that was a star on one of those pennants. So that I don't know if you can you see it right here? Dude, I don't even that's a fucking poster, man. The thing's like 6 feet tall and like 3.5 feet wide. I don't even know what I'm gonna do with that, man. It takes up like it's bigger than a door. But thank you guys. One day if you ever end up seeing this on YouTube or whatever, if you send me stuff, I really appreciate it. It's really cool for you to go out of your way and do that. In case you didn't see on my Instagram page, the show that comes on after mine with Eric Burns and Will Clark. Come on, man, don't be putting trivia questions out there for me. I'm like a fucking hawk when it comes to Will Clark shit. So I'm telling you, man, like, yeah, I think I got about 4 feet on this wall in the back. Yeah, definitely, man. So that's what's gonna have to happen. Plan my whole home around my shit. Okay. No. My collection is my collection. And I do it my way. I don't know how else to do it. I have ideas. I'm a creative person, and I just go with it. All right. Now, having a graphic designer for a significant other helps me in these technical areas like graphic design shit, like computer stuff. I work with these, okay? Hammers and saws and paintbrushes and shit like that. When it comes to computer stuff, I'm basically a caveman. I can do minor stuff, but I can't do major stuff. So I showed you the coloring book. I draw all the pictures. My significant other, lady, whatever you call them, she helps me out with that. And so I had an idea to, okay, well, here, we'll start on this one. So I design sports cards and whatnot, and so I call my company Donuts Sports Cards. And if it makes my collection, it's a Gem 11, even if it has fucking rounded corners. So eat it. It's my collection. That's an 11. So I am not capable of putting this thing together. My lady puts it together for me. So that's Donuts with the Gem 11 grade. And for the Clark collection, which I call this thing behind me, I had others made. Now, I have so many copies of Will Clark rookie cards. And so what I did was I went through and I just found the best copies that I had. And they got fucking 11s too. Psh. 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 Dude, I love this set right here. 86 Donruss, the rookies. Dude, I got a whole box of Mark McGwire rookies. I probably got fucking 50 Mark McGwire rookies. Fleer, Donruss, Hops, all of them. So if any Mark McGwire fans out there willing to work a trade, it's another awesome card. Underrated, but yeah, I mean, to me, this is the quintessential Will Clark rookie card. When I was a kid, this was the rookie card that you were trying to get above all the rookie cards. And this ain't the copy. I got the original copy in my album, but this was my best copy. This is a pretty good one too. Really nice one. But I'm not gonna look. Here's what I think about graded cards. You're gonna spend the money to get this fucking thing graded, and you ain't gonna sell it. You're not gonna fucking sell it because you're a hoarder. You're a hoarder. I'm talking to you, Bill. You're a fucking hoarder. So, you know what I'm saying? I would never sell it. So I see these people getting their cards graded. You ain't selling that shit, dude. Let's go into the grave with you. Or your kids will hawk it for way less than it's worth. Thanks, kids. That's why my kids, they're not getting my cards. I kind of have an idea where I want my collection to go once I'm seeing greener pastures. And matter of fact, I'll just tell you where I think I want to take it. I'm affiliated with a place called so Jeremy's chiming in and he's talking about graded cards become something other than a card, like a stock, and then it's not fun. And it's true. And okay, I've been going through these old Beckett's, removing pictures, putting stuff in frames, and the articles are actually great. The articles are actually, it's funny how the industry, they play devil's advocate. So you're looking in the magazine that's telling you prices are up, prices are down, prices are the same, prices are up, this player's down, this player's up, this player's hot, this player's not. And then that same magazine at the end of the magazine is also telling you, beware, don't believe the hype, watch out, remain having fun, don't be an idiot buying fucking shit that's not proven. And what do you know? The same thing today. Look, Wander Franco will be my current example always until that ship fucking sails, all right? My boy who's right here, Jeremy, this motherfucker loved him some Greg Jeffries. That's who I see Wander Franco as right now. He's an unproven entity. So between the last two seasons, he's hasn't quite played a season's worth of games. And so he had his little consecutive game streak last year. But up until now, nothing explosive with the power. I believe he may be under 300 average on his career. And his cards are like, people are like salivating for this shit, dude. And look, man, to be a superstar in the league, you got to be good, and you got to be good for a long time. That's how the card situation works for me in values. Mickey Mantle is proven. Honus fucking Wagner, that's proven. That stuff to me is always valuable. Michael Jordan rookie cards, that's valuable. You know what I'm saying? And see, that's just it, Jeremy. You're right. Whatever happened to having a body of work? So, in that regard, I'm an artist. I've been doing this for a very, very long time, and I don't want to be braggadocio about where I think I place in the realm of the space that I compete in. I'm not going to even get into that, okay? But for as long as I have been doing it, the things that I've done with it, the places that I've put it, some of the people that have bought it, that's that's fucking 20 years of being a professional artist. That's not because of fucking Instagram. That's not because this new thing. I've been putting the work in, and so that's what the hype isn't. The hype is now. The hype is like, oh man, we're just gonna create this thing, and we'll see what becomes of it. So, anyways, yeah. Once again, I don't believe I've said this once before. I didn't believe the Ken Griffey fucking hype. I didn't. He had to become the superstar that he became for me to be like, Ken Griffey Jr. is a superstar. Look, man, I grew up in a time where I got to see bad fucking baseball players, dude. Like, just being a Dodger kid. We got Ricky Jordan's another one, man. So the hype is, I almost feel like somebody else is building the hype for us, because I was never that kid just like, oh man, Ricky Jordan, he's gonna be. I just wasn't that guy. So maybe that's the pessimist in me, you know. Like honestly, that is what it is. And you know where pessimism stands or stems from? Lack of trust. That's it. I don't trust motherfuckers. Never have, never will. You gotta earn your trust with me. Whatever the fuck that has to do with baseball, but we'll just say that has to do with I'm not gonna trust that you're a super duper superstar with value unless you really are. And that's it. Well, here we go. Jeremy has lots of good points. Jeremy mentions that hyping okay, I'm going to just change the word to these guys instead of those guys because it's the same situation. It fuels the industry. It gives people something to go after. And that's just that, dude. And think, I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm using this platform for some truth, okay? When I was a kid, I did some sneaky fucking shit regarding baseball cards. I don't know what to say about it. I did some sneaky shit. You know, was a bad boy. Bad boy. I don't do it anymore. I don't fuck with that shit. I'm not trying to hawk baseball cards. Okay? But believe me, the switch of fucking Rue. Little hot wax packs. I'll seal back up. And go take advantage of the fucking stoner at Relic Americana, boy. Twist him up like he used to twist us up when we first got into the game. And then you learn. So we learned as a kid that people were trying to fuck you with your baseball card, you know? And that's just that, you know? And it's the same today. And I see with all the, just a story the other day was these people are doing these wild breaks. You're paying money to be part of these breaks. These breaks are if you are involved in the break and the hot card comes up, you have. So I don't exactly know how it works. The person was they won the hot card, okay, and then when they received in the mail the card that they thought they were going to get, it wasn't the card that they thought they were going to get, and it's because the people who were holding the break did the switcheroo on them. All right, they called them out on the switcheroo, and the company or the people that were doing the break, they had a fucking bullshit ass story of what happened, and it was a lie. All right, and so what's happening where I'm sitting can totally change by the time it gets to you, and that's where trust comes in. I don't trust that shit. Like, one thing is to be in the room, one thing is to be on the other side of a computer screen. I'm just not doing it. I don't partake, but you can partake. You know what I'm saying? All of this right here, the newest player I got in there is Cody Bellinger. I like the kid. He's a Dodger kid. And no matter what he does in his career, he will always have done what he did as a Dodger. The great rookie season, MVP season. He's got some gold glove. He's an all-star. That can never be taken away from him, no matter how he plays from here on out. But I don't feel that there was ever really that type of hype. Even with baseball cards, when Cody, I mean, maybe because I was still only collecting the Will Clark stuff, but I just don't remember the big crazy hype with Cody Bellinger, who was hitting 39 home runs his rookie season. That's not his second season. That wasn't his third season. That was his rookie season, what he did. Anyways, I do my thing, and I hope you do yours too, the way you do it. And I hope you're not in the crazy market of wanting everything that everybody else does. I feel that's where the problem happens is you just start getting into what everybody else wants, and that's when the price goes up. See, you can buy lots of rookie cards. Look how beautiful. I've heard this off-centered 10 shit like, oh man, looks great in the case. It's like fucking curb appeal. Bitch, there's no lawn here. No fucking flowers. It's a baseball card in a plastic case. If it's centered and perfect in the corners, that's a 10. But if it's uncentered, to me, it like takes a 10 right, take 10 right off. But to me, that's always going to be a good looking card, whether this thing is graded or not. Yeah, like I said, keeping up with the Joneses in this game kills the fun, kills the wallet, and kills the industry. And well, the industry once again is people are waiting for a boom to happen again. So, but look, the boom only affects you if you bought into it. So it hasn't affected me. Um, I mean, who knows? I'm not into Will Clark cards to ever sell them. So, but on this notion, since I have so many Will Clark cards, and since I have so many people donating stuff to me, I'm putting together a third binder. Like that's how many I have, that many Will Clark cards. So I'm putting together a third binder, and I think I'm going to give it away. Like I said, all the people that have donated to the Will Clark collection. One of the people that was commenting on my page, they said they made a really sad comment. They go, "Man, love Will Clark. I had an awesome collection. It burned in a fire." Whoa, damn, dude. So I'm gonna go back and find who that person is, and we're gonna hook that person up with a giant folder of Will Clark cards. This is the Bill Collector. We're on Bill, and I'm a collector, and we'll see you next time.